Good afternoon. Thank you. Welcome to the 2023 Antioch University Los Angeles Commencement Ceremony. I'm Mark Hauer, Provost of Antioch University Los Angeles. I'm really thrilled to be at this commencement with all of you and to enjoy a sense of community and also to honor our graduates. This is really special, so thank you for making some time to do this. Before we begin special events here at the Culver City campus, we have something we do as a matter of routine, and that is read a land acknowledgement, and I'm going to do that right now for a moment. It's to acknowledge and remember our place in a much larger story. Antioch University Los Angeles resides on the traditional and unceded territory of the Tongva people. These lands and the Tongva people continue to carry the stories of this nation and the people's struggles for survival and identity. With this land acknowledgement, we take a step toward learning these stories and identifying ways to join in decolonial and indigenous movements for sovereignty and self-determination. Thank you. Thanks again for being here today. Really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing these graduates coming across the stage in a few moments. First, I want to talk a little bit about what this day means like for at least various groups of folks here. First, let's talk about the students. Congratulations, students. Right on cue, thank you. You've worked for this day many months and even years. Your hard work and sacrifices have allowed you to realize your goals. And while we celebrate your accomplishments, it's true that the success of every student rests on the support of others. So families and friends, we know that without you, the graduates would likely not have reached this point. Yes, that's right. Your assistance, your support and love have been critical to their success. The faculty, of course, have been a big part of your learning journey. They have built the curriculum, shared their expertise, and encouraged you to do and be your best. Many of our faculty are present today. Faculty, please stand if you are able and be recognized. I also want to take a moment to address the significance of this day for the staff, administration, and all who work at Antioch. Commencement for us is a powerful reminder why we do this work. It's very moving, and it reminds us that there is transformation taking place. Finally, I want to recognize the essential contribution of Sandy Lee, our Chief of Operations, whose careful planning and coordination of commencement makes it possible every year, and particularly this year. If you look around you, there's been a lot that's happened differently, but also really magnificently this year in our courtyard. Thank you, Sandy. And thank you to the commencement committee that she always pulls together of really dedicated, amazing people who also assist her in creating this vision. So those people this year are Andrea Richards, Francis Hernandez, Jonathan Hall, Julie Rodriguez, and Sunny Foley. So thank you, committee. So now our program will shift to recognizing students. And to do that, and these are all students in the psychology program, I want to introduce you to Tanika Jackson, and first to say a little bit about the program. The psychology department at AULA is one of the oldest and largest and most successful programs in the Antioch University system. And when I say that system, that's not just our campus, it's the other campuses as well. It's the biggest program. Most graduates of the Masters of Arts in Clinical Psychology program go on to become therapists and counselors who are licensed to practice in the state of California, doing amazing work at a really important time that there's a great need for healing. As I'm sure all of you know, there's just so many issues and challenges right now today. So these students are going to be introduced by Dr. Tanika Jackson. And Dr. Jackson, would you come up and take over the podium for a moment? Thank you very much. And I just want you to recognize Tanika is going to be bringing the level of enthusiasm up. Be ready.
No pressure, right? Good afternoon. Are we excited? This is a serious occasion. Oh, my goodness. Well, like Provost Mark Howard stated, my name is Tanika Jackson. I am the chair of the Antioch University Los Angeles Psychology Department. I am excited to be here, and I know we are excited to celebrate your graduates, right? So it is my great pleasure to introduce your 2023 Psychology Commencement Speaker, Jasmine Quinn. Jasmine finished the MAP program in winter of 2023 under the General Specialization track. She has a background in ABA therapy and case management and is now working as a wraparound therapist at Phoenix House, California for children and adolescents. As a first-generation American, she wants to help people struggling with generational trauma and continue providing care to underserved communities. She hopes to have her own private practice one day and is enjoying this post-grad life. Please welcome the 2023 Psychology Department Commencement Speaker, Jasmine Quinn.
Fellow graduates, esteemed faculty, friends, and family, my name is Jasmine, and I'm honored to be here to help celebrate Antioch's MAP class of 2023. Now, before I start, I'd like to take a few seconds for everyone to just drop in, feel the ground beneath your feet, take in a deep breath. I'm just kidding. We do not have time for that, and we will be doing that for years to come. Now, there's something really special about this graduating class. Most of us started this journey during the pandemic, a period of isolation, social upheaval, toilet paper hoarding, millions of people getting sick at the same time, and overall, absolute chaos. To be fair, the demand for mental health services is more prevalent than ever, so at least we chose a career that's in high demand. But the irony in studying for a career based on and dedicated to human interaction, when the only human interactions we had were staring at each other's faces in a little rectangle box and putting up an emoji hand every time you wanted to talk. It's safe to say that our journey to getting this degree was anything but usual, but all the more remarkable for it. Whether it was obstacles such as Zoom technical difficulties or serious adversities such as losing loved ones, we persevered. We spent countless hours reading and discussing complicated and sensitive topics of mental health while we managed our own well-being as the world around us seemed to be falling apart. In a time full of so much change comes a lot of reflection, or as we like to call it, processing. In my own personal reflection, I've come to recognize just how grateful I am to have gone through this challenging time with this specific community of resilient future therapists. Countless times, you restored my faith in humanity on days where I felt I had lost it. I was astonished by the level of passion for helping and understanding others that each of you brought into your classes. And now we get to bring what we learned here into the real world and see firsthand just how powerful the tool of therapy can be. I truly believe that our work is not just a job, but a calling. It requires genuine empathy, understanding, a deep commitment to our clients. And this degree is a symbol of that commitment. a commitment to bettering our surrounding communities one story at a time. We have overcome so much to get to this point, and I have no doubt that we'll be able to continue overcoming whatever challenges come ahead with our plethora of coping skills. Class of 2023, congratulations once again. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
At this time, we will announce the names of the Psychology Department class of 2023 who are participating in today's ceremony. Graduates, please rise and form a line on the left side of the stage. Faculty, please gather on the right side of the stage to receive the graduates. Thank you. Jasmine Quinn. Abby Lanes. Anika Fox. Elizabeth Belli. Carrie Lane. Leah Toronto. Kimberly Hakeem Pessa. Kelly O'Phelan. Heidi Lisa Edsel. Frankie Ingracia. Andrea Seifert. Aaron R. Weston. Michael Ross. Jacqueline Schreiber. Eloisa Macri Rejo. Elizabeth Collier. Kaylee Howard. Tana Litt. Reina Mejia Cott. Amanda Chapman. Winona Electra Washington. Hannah Lala Scholhammer. B. Frias. Sammy Rish. Bianca Hintz Foley. Casey Garner. Kat O'Malley. Zoe Nafusi. Quinn Viennes. Derek Fortney. Connor Kelly Eiding. Corinne Nicole Robbins. Jason Richard Phillips. Ben Chandler. Michael Rosner. Hunter Fields. Elise Brynan. William Wagner McFadden. Lauren Rachel Donsky. Jean-Claude Gertrude. Tommy Peasley. Julie Wyans. Rebecca Sosa. Diana Malou. Seher Yasmin Bajwa. Beckett Oliver Richards. Katie Holtz. Brian Philip Nussbaum. Charlotte Sargent. Jake Malov. Lillian Trum. Warren Andrew Culbreth. Jake Schuster.
Jake, congratulations.
Rose Gray. Edwin Ramon Gomez Gaton. Drayton Benedict. Alexandra Burns Berard. Max Fay. Nadia Caro. Congratulations to the Psychology Department class of 2023.
And now for that part of today's commencement ceremony that you have all been waiting for, the conferral of degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts please stand and be recognized? Yes, yes. Provost Howard, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you for appropriate recognition the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Antioch University, Los Angeles, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Antioch University, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Masters of Arts with all the rights, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from right to left. So our ceremony is almost over, but there is one thing we do to conclude, and it's provide a charge to all the new graduates. So first, graduates, I want to just note that you are welcome as Antioch alumni into a larger Antioch alumni community. You're automatically life members, and you make all of us stronger by your addition to this community. I want to give you a little history of Antioch and bring it into the present very quickly. Antioch College was established in Ohio in 1852 by Horace Mann, a prominent abolitionist and leader of the movement to establish public education. Mann believed a democratic society required broad, active engagement of an educated citizenry, not domination by a privileged few. During his final commencement address in 1859, Mann delivered his famous challenge to students, urging them to be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity. Now, Mann's compelling vision retains its power in part because a great deal of work remains to create a more equitable, prosperous, and just society for all. In recent times, we've seen the scourge of hate and racism amplified by social media and gun violence. We've seen that climate change cannot be dismissed simply as weather. And the pandemic laid bare these and other deep structural and societal challenges and the inequities from our nation's very beginnings. As the pandemic shifts and society adjusts, there is perhaps an urge to return to normal. Yet return to normal could be a siren call to ignore valuable lessons and to fall back on old patterns and habits of organizing our lives and communities in ways that, in truth, never served us all. Perhaps we have an opportunity, and I urge the candidates today, the graduates today, to recognize that this is part of their work. Perhaps we have an opportunity going forward to be more conscious and discerning, to be thoughtful creators of the world we know we deserve and require both to survive and thrive as human beings. So whatever your path, whether as a teacher, a therapist, a community activist, or something altogether different, I know you will find your authentic way to address the injustice and inequities that distract and diminish us individually and divide us as a society. I urge you to continue to hone your critical and systemic thinking skills, to deepen your capacity for compassion and connection with others, and to be active and conscious agents of change in all that you do. This is a lot to ask and to take on your shoulders, I know. Please know you also have plenty of others in this work. You are joined by generations of Antiochians who have heeded that call to service, working for social justice and the common good. I want to thank you, graduates, for attending Antioch University, Los Angeles, for being the amazing students and people you are. And I just want to say that I'm also greatly appreciative and moved by the support you've shown these graduates over the years, folks. Thank you so much. And this concludes our ceremony for 2023. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2023. Please take your time to mill about, greet each other, just spend some time to have a little food. We're certainly appreciative of you being here for this event.